Hello, my friend. In his meditations, Marcus Aurelius said, "When you arise in the morning, think of what a precious privilege it is to be alive, to breathe, to think, to enjoy, to love." But my friend, we completely forget that we are alive. We just do the actions of living a life, of going about our daily business, of activating ourselves and doing our chores and fulfilling the needs of other people and our own needs. And most of the time, we are completely out of touch with the sensation, the feeling, the knowledge that we are actually alive, that these bodies are enlivened with something mysterious, mystical even. And if you've ever sat by somebody who is dying, you will know that there is a moment when the person stops living, stops breathing, when there is an awareness in you that somebody is no longer in the room. Even if they were in the coma, there is a distinct difference between them being there and them being no longer there because they have gone, they have died. And so, this mysterious capacity we have to allow life to flow through these mortal bodies is really the essence of what matters when we live a human existence. To be alive is to allow everything that life is to manifest through us. But much of the time, my friend, as we have discussed, we obstruct this. And we don't allow the normal ebb and flow of life through us. We stand in its way. We become either overly activated and wanting things or pushing the river, or we become overly preoccupied with what has been lost or what hasn't been given, and we feel depleted with all that has gone out of us and hasn't been restored. So it becomes difficult to be in that natural flow of life, which at times floods us and at other times is at low tide. It is tidal. It is not always the same. It is always in movement. There is always a flow through us. And we get so frightened about this. We get so troubled about it. We get so worried that that flow has stopped for us, or that it won't be happening in the right way, or that we have failed in some way, or that we have been wronged in some way, or that life is just not giving us enough. Well, perhaps this happens because we stop trusting life and its natural flow. And perhaps it happens because we want to speed it up or slow it down or hug it to ourselves or interrupt it or have it here instead of there when it needs to flow where it needs to flow. When we become more able to be in harmony with life and to be at ease with ourselves and with life as it comes and goes through us, as with life as we know it to be part of us and to be reliable, as we come to be more at one with that, life eases and it becomes unstoppable through us. It revives us whenever we are tired. It finds its depth when we are depleted or disenfranchised. There is always something of life that comes to our rescue when we most need it, because life is in us. We are, in effect, life. Life is only visible through living things. It is only visible in the movements of the stars and the planets, in the winds and the rain and the climate and nature. It's only visible through the plants growing out of the earth, through the trees shooting up and making their branches and their leaves and renewing themselves every year, in the animals that scatter about and that are so full of it and so obviously aligned with the tides and the seasons and the ups and downs and the needs and the letting go and the easing. But we too are nature. Through us, life channels itself in an extraordinary way, in a form that is quite bizarre, because we don't just stand in life and allow life to flow through us for whatever many years we hold on to this body, but we also have the capacity to articulate what is happening, to take awareness of that process and to see its similarities all over the place, and to see how we are both a central part to life, a central part because it's in us, it uses us, it flows through us. We shepherd it, we look after it, we keep it safe, we allow it to find its true flow through us, but we also can talk about it and write about it and think about it and have opinions on it and dialogue about it. And so we are in a special position of being able to take greater ownership of life in our lifetime than perhaps other elements of life, although we don't know this for sure. I don't even know whether the earth, which lives very slowly, has some kind of inner reflective awareness. We don't know anything about any of that, in truth. What we do know is how we experience life. And we know that quite often we stand outside of life and we greatly desire love to bring us towards a union, a harmony, a connectivity that we crave so deeply that sometimes we think we can simply not live without it, because it does seem to be a central part of that life that we allow to live through us. And when we invite love to manifest in ourselves, love for nature, for the planet, for animals, for other creatures, love for other people, love for ourselves, love for particular activities or experiences, love for ideas, ideals, objectives, purpose, values. Love is that central force of life that moves things. It is part of the flooding power of life. It is the energy with which life manifests. Life and love are closely connected. They're not just one and the same thing. They're different aspects of that, of being. Love is a force that makes life be, that makes life real. And therefore, if you don't allow yourself to love, your life will grind to a halt. And when you do allow yourself to love in all those many, many ways, and you polish up your capacity for loving in so many ways, then you are fulfilling your capacity for being totally flooded by the stream of life that is constantly flowing through you. You become the true channel for that life in that loving way. And that brings something into the world that is new, because life always creates. Life is a force that is always growing and always undoing at the same time. And if you allow your life to shine through your capacity for loving, this is something that you bring into your life. And you have to realize that you cannot control that, because it's far, far stronger and far, far bigger than you. Love flows through you rather than you seeking love or taking love or giving love. Love becomes your way of being in the world, your way of relating, your way of taking from the world and giving back to the world, your way of being the valve through which life enters and leaves. It's like you become the place where life journeys on the earth. You bring life and love into being. When you learn to live in that way, as a central port, a central channel, a river for life, you will find that you experience yourself in a very different way. Because your responsibility towards the life in you and the love that comes through you is endless, and yet burdenless, because it's not your burden. It is something that is owned by life itself. And so you can take that burden off your shoulders and put it right back with the life that sustains you, and just ease back into that loving mode of being that allows love to be part of you, to generate more of that journey of life that is happening through you and in you and between you and everything that is in the world. Think about these things, my friend, and see how you can release your pain and your anxiousness and your worries and your troubles back into that river of life that is you. Take care. Be all that you are. Don't block and obstruct yourself. Allow the flow of life in you, through you. Be it.